There are tons of options out there on the market, but unless you do your research, you are destined to regret them. So, we did all the work for you, and we've broken it down to the 4 of the best and 3 of the worst SUVs that you will definitely want to know before buying in 2024. The RAV4. This is without a doubt one of the best cars you could get for your buck. This thing has been making waves in the SUV world, and for good reason. It's like Toyota took everything we loved about SUVs and cranked it up a notch. You want practicality? Check. Innovation? You bet. Reliability? It's a Toyota, isn't it? Whether you're battling rush hour traffic, hitting the trails on the weekends, or hauling the kids to soccer practice, this SUV's got your back. And let's talk about performance. The RAV4's got some serious powerhouses under the hood. You've got options. There's the standard 2.5-litre 4-cylinder engine that'll give you 203 horsepower to play with, plenty for zipping around town or cruising down the highway. But if you're all about that fuel efficiency life, and who isn't, the RAV4 Hybrid's got you covered. It pairs that 2.5-litre engine with an electric motor for a combined 219 horsepower. It's like having your cake and eating it too, but power's nothing without control, right? Well, the RAV4's handling is on point. It's got that Goldilocks zone of responsive steering and a smooth ride. Whether you're navigating city streets or tackling winding country roads, this SUV stays cool, calm, and collected. It can get down and dirty, literally. The RAV4 isn't just a pretty face for the suburbs. This bad boy's got some serious off-road chops. With available all-wheel drive and multi-terrain select, it's ready to get its tires muddy. Slippery conditions? No sweat. Challenging terrain? Bring it on. It's like having a Swiss Army knife for terrain. But what about when you need to haul stuff? The RAV4's got you back there too. When properly equipped, it can tow up to 3,500 pounds. And let's not forget about cargo space. There's plenty of room for all your gear, luggage, or whatever else you need to bring along for the ride. You see, Toyota's been busy fine-tuning the RAV4, and the 2024 model shows it. They've jazzed up the interior with premium materials that'll make you feel like you're riding in the lap of luxury. Step inside and you'll see why the RAV4's interior is turning heads. It's spacious, refined, and comfortable. And on the outside, the RAV4's got that rugged SUV look, but with a modern twist. The bold grille, sleek lines, and LED headlights make it stand out in a sea of cookie-cutter SUVs, and with a range of color options, you can make your RAV4 as unique as you are. All of this comes at around $27,000 for the base model, topping out at about $40,000 for all the bells and whistles. That's competitive pricing in the SUV world, especially when you consider all the features you're getting. And let's not forget Toyota's reputation for reliability. This SUV is likely to keep its value better than that fancy latte you just bought. But enough has been said about this SUV, so let's move on to the next one. Ford Explorer. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for giving credit where it's due. But this one left me scratching my head more times than I care to admit. Let's pop that hood and see what's cooking, shall we? Well, let me tell you, it's as wild as it gets. There's a 2.3-litre 4-cylinder engine that delivers 300 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, and there is a second option, which is a 3-litre V6 with an impressive 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. So, what am I complaining about? Look, all of this power needs to be tamed by a transmission box. Does Ford offer that? No. Instead, they give you something that doesn't work and mechanical gremlins galore. Transmission hiccups, timing chain tantrums, overheating, engine failure, you name it. And the worst part? Spare parts are rare. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The price tag. Brace yourselves because it's absurd. You're shelling out premium bucks for a decidedly non-premium experience. Meanwhile, the competition is over there flaunting better features, smoother rides, and price tags that won't make your wallet weep. The 2024 Ford Explorer XLT starts at a price tag of $38,570. It costs more than a RAV4, and for the most part, this thing is objectively worse. Even the design has been deemed worse, but don't just take my word for it. In January 2024, Ford recalled more than 1.8 million Explorer vehicles due to a potential safety hazard related to a part connected to the windshield. Federal safety regulators took action after these issues were reported to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Look, I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade, but if you're in the market for an SUV that won't leave you feeling like you've been taken for a ride, and not in a good way, you might want to keep on looking, or just settle for this next one. Subaru Crosstrek. You know that feeling when you're driving in the rain and it's muddy, but you just know your car's got your back? That's the Crosstrek's all-wheel drive for you. It's not just some fancy feature they've slapped on, it's the real deal, keeping you glued to the road when things get slippery. And the engines? You've got options, my friend. The standard 2-liter is no slouch at 152 horses, but if you're feeling adventurous, the Sport and Limited trims pack a 2.5-liter punch with 182 horsepower. But raw power is not the main appeal of these beauties. It's all about the way Subaru makes them, with a lower center of gravity and a good amount of low-end torque. Add up those features with its 8.7 inches of ground clearance. This thing can scramble over obstacles that'll leave other SUVs crying. And don't even get me started on the X mode. It's like having a professional off-road driver at your fingertips, optimizing everything for maximum grip when the going gets tough. But it's not all about playing in the dirt. Need to haul some gear for a weekend getaway? The Crosstrek can tow up to 1,500 pounds. Throw a small trailer on the back, strap some kayaks to the roof rails, and you're all set for an adventure. But my favorite thing about this car is the fact that Subaru's been listening to their customers. They've upgraded the infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. No more fumbling with cords, just hop in and go. And the safety features? They've packed this thing with enough tech to make a spacecraft jealous. Adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking. It's like having a guardian angel riding shotgun. Step inside and you'll find a cabin that's really comfortable with top-notch materials. Plus, there's enough legroom in the back to keep even your tallest friends happy on long trips. And that 11.6-inch touchscreen? It's like having a tablet built right into your dash. Adjusting the AC, finding your way, or blasting your road trip playlist, it's all at your fingertips. And on the outside, Subaru's given the Crosstrek a facelift that'll turn heads. It's sleek, it's modern, and those LED headlights? They're not just for show, they'll light up the night like it's high noon. And if you want to make a statement, check out these color options. You can get yourself one of these babies for somewhere between $23,000 and $30,000, depending on the trim you choose. In my opinion, it's worth every penny. All-wheel drive standard, off-road chops, and space to spare? It's like getting a Swiss Army knife for the price of a butter knife. Stack it up against the competition and you can clearly see why we included this thing on the good list. It's better than your Honda HR-Vs, Toyota CHRs, and even the most established legends. In fact, that is one of the cars next on the list. So let's talk about it. VW Tiguan. Ever wondered why some SUVs just don't cut it? This car has everything anyone could want, at least on paper. The base engine, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, cranks out 184 horsepower, which isn't that bad. But it was such a letdown that the Tiguan could be a case study for that. You might think it's all sunshines and rainbows in the world of German engineering, but this little beast had some serious issues that'll make you think twice before signing on the dotted line. And if you've already signed, then you'll be chugging along, praying for a burst of speed that never comes. And don't even get me started on the oil consumption. It's like this thing got a drinking problem. It offers 26 mpg compared to the RAV4, and you can clearly see why this thing is so frustrating. Step inside and you're greeted by an interior that screams identity crisis. It's a mishmash of materials that don't know if they want to be luxurious or utilitarian. The infotainment system feels like it's stuck in a time warp, but it's not all bad. There are some physical buttons. However, where this thing shines is on the outside, at least in my opinion. It looks good. The only issue you might have is the fact that this will blend into the automotive landscape like a chameleon. Great if you're trying to avoid parking tickets, not so great if you want to make a statement. Now you might be thinking, but it looks so rugged, surely it can handle a bit of off-roading? Think again, adventurer. This SUV's about as useful off-road as a pair of slippers. No true four-wheel drive means you'll be tiptoeing around pebbles, while your buddies and real off-roaders are conquering mountains. Mud, snow, and sand are the Tiguan's kryptonite, my friend. VW's try to patch things up with some upgrades. The new models can tow up to 1,500 pounds. But it's like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. Sure, they fixed a few niggling issues, but the core problems? They're still there, lurking beneath the surface, waiting to ruin your day. And here's the kicker. They're asking for premium prices for this mediocre machine. Around 30 grand to be exact. Meanwhile, the competition is out there, offering better value, more features and driving experiences that'll actually put a smile on your face. And one of them is this next one. Kia Telluride. At its heart beats a beastly 3.8-litre V6 engine pumping out a whopping 191 horses. That's some serious muscle, folks. Paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, it's smooth too. And with available all-wheel drive, you get incredible traction on every surface. And if you decide to go through tough terrain, it soaks up bumps like a sponge. City streets, mountain roads, throw whatever you want at it, the Telluride just shrugs at it. It might look like it belongs on red carpets, but don't let that fool you. This bad boy's got some serious off-road chops. With its center-locking differential and downhill descent control, it's ready to tackle any trail. But the crazy thing is that this is not even its main appeal. You see, the Kia Telluride is more than just a 3-row SUV. It's a symphony of practicality and luxury. From the moment you slip behind the wheel, you're enveloped in a sense of refined comfort. The cabin is a true oasis with soft-touch materials, plush seating, and a panoramic view that feels like a posh hotel suite on wheels. The attention to detail is impeccable. From the stitching on the leather seats to the brushed metal accents, it's like slipping into a tailored suite, sharp and refined. And the infotainment system? It's a well-rehearsed orchestra, responding to your every command with user-friendly ease. On the outside, the Telluride's got style for days. It's got that rugged SUV look with a touch of class. Its sculpted lines flow seamlessly from front to back, emphasizing its size without being overwhelming. The muscular shoulders hint at capability, whether you're tackling city streets or venturing off-road. The front grille is unmistakably Kia. The Tiger nose design, bold, wide, and flanked by sleek LED headlights, gives the Telluride an assertive face. But that's not all. The Telluride offers various sizes and designs. The 20-inch alloy wheels? They're like dress shoes, polished, sophisticated, and ready to hit the town. The 18-inch wheels? More rugged, like hiking boots for off-road excursions. Plus, it's a head-turner, plain and simple. And safety is also a top priority with features like blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, and adaptive cruise control to provide a reassuring co-pilot. Even the third-row seating is a revelation, offering ample space for adults to stretch out comfortably, with no more squished shoulders or awkward angles. And when it comes to versatility, the Telluride is a true Swiss Army knife on wheels. Need to haul sports gear, camping supplies, or a week's worth of groceries? Fold down those rear seats and you've got an expansive cargo area at your disposal. On top of that, it can tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. All of these features are the reason we had to include this thing on the list. This thing is a delight to drive, with steering that responds with grace and precision. The ride is smooth and composed. It's not just an SUV, it's a masterful blend of practicality and luxury. And don't get me wrong, no vehicle is perfect, but the Kia Telluride strikes a remarkable balance between style, functionality, and value, which is why it comes with a starting price around $37,000. Now, it might be a bit expensive compared to the other cars in this video, but if you're not willing to pay for this and still want the refined ride quality, then you can go for the next one. Hyundai Kona. The Kona is a compact SUV that punches well above its weight class. Under the hood, you'll find a turbocharged 1.6-litre 4-cylinder that cranks out 190 horsepower. Paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, it's a refined symphony of power and responsiveness. Quick, seamless shifts ensure a smooth, engaging ride, whether you're navigating city streets or cruising down the highway. The Kona's lively acceleration is equally at home in stop-and-go traffic or when you need a burst of speed for confident passing maneuvers. It may not give you whiplash, but this spirited little SUV has a secret turbo boost that makes every drive feel a little more exhilarating. And the best of it starts at around $22,000. But here's the thing, this car is terrible in terms of reliability. With 145 complaints lodged about the 2019 model alone, it's clear this little SUV has some big issues under the hood. The NHTSA even had to step in and recall nearly 160,000 Konas with a 2-litre NU MPI engine. Talk about a party pooper. On top of that, this SUV suspension seems to have a vendetta against smooth rides. Every crack, pothole, and expansion joint feels like a personal attack on your backside. Sure, it's fine on pristine roads, but let's face it, how often do we get those? And if something does go wrong, which, let's be honest, seems pretty likely, good luck finding spare parts. So even though it is affordable and cheap, owning a Kona can feel like you're stuck with never-ending maintenance expenses. But remember, there are still plenty of fish in the sea that won't leave you stranded or cost you an arm and a leg just to own them. And one of them is the next one. Mazda CX-50. Ever dreamed of an SUV that handles like a sports car? Well, the CX-50's got you covered with its Skyactiv G 2.5-litre turbo engine. We're talking 250 horses and a whopping 320 pound-feet of torque. Enough power to leave those highway dawdlers in your rearview mirror. With Mazda's G-Vectoring Control Plus, it feels like you have a pro driver at the wheel, making every twist and turn feel like a cakewalk. It comes with ergonomic seats and ambient lighting, and enough room to stretch out. Long road trips just got a whole lot comfier. And on the outside, the CX-50 is a real looker. Mazda's Kodo design philosophy is in full effect here: sleek lines, bold contours, and a bold stance. Plus, incredible-looking LED headlights and a distinctive grille. Roof rails, it's the whole package. But this isn't just a pretty face for the city streets. The CX-50's got some serious off-road chops too. With its iActive all-wheel drive and off-road traction assist, you'll be conquering muddy trails and sandy dunes like a champ. Ground clearance? Check. Skid plates? You bet. On top of all that, this thing can tow up to £3,500. And starting at around $30,000 and topping out at up to $40,000 for the top-of-the-line model, the CX-50 is priced to compete. Stack it up against the usual suspects like the CR-V, RAV4 or Outback, and the Mazda more than holds its own. Plus, with Mazda's reputation for reliability and longevity, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. That's why it's on the good list. But let's write down your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.